Buenos dias, everyone. How are you doing today? Oh my god, it looks like I just rolled out of bed, doesn't it? It's kind of true. And today, I want to share with you a compelling message that just felt alive inside of me today. I was tuning into what is the most alive thing. What is the thing that is fueling my soul in this present moment? What is the message that wants to come through? And this is what came through, which is essentially activating a higher alignment in our life is what leads us to that aha moment. And I was thinking about this idea of the aha, and that's what I want to tune into today, because basically what I've come to realize in my experience of being quarantined has been that I go through waves of being extremely activated and inspired and feeling aligned, and then moments of total disconnection, separation from community, separation from source, and separation from my higher self, and that's never fun. We want to feel aligned and inspired and connected to our a deeper purpose, because if you've heard the work or the research of Viktor Frankl, he was a philosopher and sociologist and a psychologist who was in the concentration camps, and he was basically studying what kept people alive, what kept people feeling like they wanted to stay alive, what drives people to stay alive and to keep going. And what he discovered was that when people had a reason for living, when people had something that was fueling their soul, their life purpose, it drove them to basically want to stay alive. And so the question that we're exploring today is, how can we get more deeply aligned so that we can then activate more alignment and more of that instant manifestation power, right? Because here we are sitting at home. We have all the time in the world to work on our projects, work on our dreams, work on things that are calling us, projects, our mission, creating content, whatever it is that you're doing at home, that you have always made the excuse that, oh, if only I had more time, then I would insert the blank. Well, now we have more time. And so today I'm going to be sharing with you a little microdose activation, meaning that it's just a little tiny, just a tidbit, just a little tiny little and then see how it works inside of you. But remember, while this is very potent consciousness medicine, while this is a very powerful mindset and heart set, I will assure you that it only works if you work it. And it only twerks if you twerk it, right? So it's you gotta actually do it in order to do it. So I digress and then I progress. So basically, the first thing I want to share is, hold on, I have notes here. So if we're feeling stuck, right? A lot of times we get stuck. We're stuck at home right now, right? We're all stuck at home. And sorry, I didn't really do my hair this morning, so I'm like, what is going on here? I got some crazy little... I cut my hair, by the way. I don't know if you noticed, but I have a barber. It's me. I'm doing this and doing that. And I got multiple mirrors set up, and I'm like, all right, cool, great, yeah. Okay, so basically, we feel stuck. We're stuck in home, we're stuck in our box, we're stuck in our cage, and the only thing that we have to work with is our computers and our smartphones, right? So we're basically confined to our little tiny screen, our box, and while the previous research was saying that the average American spent upwards of 10 hours a day on their computer, that was before the quarantine. So now we're quarantining. I am scared to research what the new data is, but I did, because I like doing things that scare me. And what I thought was hilarious about my research was that I discovered a series of articles that were promoting screen time and saying, don't be afraid of screen time. basically, and I looked at the media companies, and these media companies are the big media companies. Now, if you didn't already know, most of the media companies are owned by the 1%. And I'm telling you guys, if you do the research, you'll find that there's a lot of successful media companies that start out small, they build a nice, successful brand, and then they get bought out by the bigger fish, right? So now the media, the stories that are getting promoted and spread out there are a little bit more curated, right? So they're saying, oh, don't worry about screen time. It's not going to make you a zombie. It's not that bad. And I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, they're really promoting, screen time. Like, dude, I'm like, that shit, like, you've got to take control of your consciousness. Now, there's a couple things that we're going to be going into here that's super important, so stick with me here. So, there is a war for our attention right now. There's a war for our attention. They say that where attention goes, energy flows, right? And where you spend your attention, what are you spending your what are you paying attention to? You're paying your attention, right? Every time that you click onto Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever platform you use, you are helping them. Every time you click on it, you see an ad. Someone's making money on your attention, right? And shouldn't you be making money on your attention? Shouldn't you be capitalizing on your consciousness? Yes, the answer is yes. So if you're feeling, frustrated, or maybe like you felt like you've been spending a lot of time, on social media, it's okay to use social media as long as we're using it consciously. Now, there's an important thing that we need to become conscious of. And the question is, we have to ask ourselves is, am I being a content consumer or am I being a content creator? How much time and energy am I investing into consuming content? And how much time and energy am I investing into creating content? And it's just like an honest thing of reflection that we need to do, and, to just like really tune in and say, okay, like when you wake up, is the first thing that you do checking your phone? And if you are, what are you checking for? Are you checking your calendar to see if you need to do things, or are you just going on Facebook and mindlessly scrolling when you first roll out of bed? If so, there is some unfortunate science around that basically says that when we unconsciously utilize social media just for scrolling, just for swiping, we are training our brains to be extra short-sighted, and basically we're training our brains into ADHD. There was some research I recently was looking at it, and it was basically talking about the attention span of humanity 10 years ago versus today, and it was the average attention span of a human like 10 years ago was about 15 seconds, and now it's down to 8 seconds. So this is like we're cut in half. Now, by all means, we are becoming superhumans. We have this supernatural ability to multitask and to do way too many things at the same time. And look at how many tabs I can have open, and look how effective I can be. But in all reality, I think we all know, and there's a lot of research that shows that when you focus your attention and energy on one thing at a time, it increases our capacity to get shit done, son. So you gotta just wake up and realize, like, I am the curator of my consciousness. That is a good affirmation to say out loud. I am the curator of my consciousness. I just don't like this one hair right here. What's it doing? Oh, maybe it's back there. So I just gave myself a haircut. I'm realizing it needs a little bit of attention. Maybe if there's any hair cutters out there that are in Portland, they can come and tidy me up. So I am the curator of my consciousness. So we really need to take full ownership of the cultivation of consciousness in our life. And I talk about this all the time because, like, when I first woke up, when I got hit by a truck 12 or 13 years ago, I woke up and I was like, whoa, holy shit, wait a second. I suddenly realized that my brain was thinking without me actually being aware that it was thinking. Like, my brain was operating and talking to me, and it was saying like all these limiting beliefs, like you're not good enough and I can't trust you and I'm not able, I'm stupid, all the negative beliefs. right, that we believe. And when we believe those things, when we live those things, believe, they become our reality, and that becomes our box. That becomes our three-dimensional experience of space-time, and we basically get stuck in that reality. And so in order for us to access our higher self and get fully in alignment with our higher self, we need to activate higher alignment. We need to get activated and align on a cellular level. Now, you will notice that I just today posted a link on my Facebook page, and I'll share it in other places as well. But basically, I created a free meditation that's just for the tribe, and I'm realizing that my landing page has some glitchy things going on, but it's all good because it works. And you can download that and try it out. I would love for you guys to check it out. I'm just putting it in the comments right now. And please share this video if this is something that you feel inspired by, or tag someone that needs to hear this, because this is very important information. I just posted it in the Facebook stream, and then we've got Instagram. I'll post it there later. So going back into this, so the question for yourself, the question to put inside of your bong and light it up is, am I being a content creator, or am I being a content consumer? Because if you're just mindlessly scrolling and consuming content, what you're doing is you're just like ingesting information that you may have not validated or proven to be fact yet. You may have just been, just like reading the headlines even. And we get to that point where after reading enough headlines, we read the title and it's like, breaking news, blah, 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 blah. And you see the news, you see a photo, and then you're like, you feel like you get it. Like, you're like, oh, interesting. Whoa, did you hear that blah, 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 blah? And we're just like, it's like this very shallow surface layer research that doesn't get us very far. And I have been a victim. I have been a victim to unconscious, posting and sharing. I'm not perfect. I have shared links to things that have not necessarily been true, but there's this deep desire in me to share important information, right? Like, there's certain information about what's happening in our world right now that I'm like, wait a second, what's going on with our leaders? Who's running the planet? What are they doing? Like, what kind of weird rituals and stuff are they? It's like, whoa, I gotta make sure that this is real, right? And so we embark on these journeys of research. Now, this is where we're going with this, and this is where it gets really good. This is where you get that aha, that activating higher alignment. Now, I want to talk about the aha moment. I want to talk about the breakthrough. I want to talk about going from being stuck to being fully activated and fully aligned. Because when we're stuck, we're not only stuck inside of our consciousness, we're not only stuck inside of our heads, but we're actually stuck energetically. So, like, for instance, let's say that you are stuck inside of a house with someone that's annoying the shit out of you, and you are just like holding on to energy, and it's just like, and you're just like stuffing it down, and the way that the communication dynamics work in this particular scenario are just like, it's not a good idea for you to like speak your truth, right? And so you might feel stuck. Maybe there's some blockages in your heart. Maybe that blockage in your heart can lead to you not being able to speak your truth. So now your throat is stuck, and now you're having a hard time communicating. Maybe that's causing some anxiety and stress, and you start to feel gut pain. Maybe you're feeling pain inside of your gut, and that's hurting your digestion, and you're having a hard time digesting. It's all connected. And if we are living in a state of fight or flight for 70 to 90% of our life, the average person, 70% of the average person's beliefs are limiting and self-defeating, according to Dr. Bruce Lipton. And other neuroscientists like Joe Dispenza and Eckhart Tolle talk about how we spend 90 to 95% of our life in unconscious thoughts. We're unconscious. We're in the ego. The ego's trying to survive. The ego's always, wanting food and wanting to make sure that it has enough resources in order to survive, just in case, everything, all the toilet paper runs out. So, basically, we have to go from being stuck to being in the flow. So that's what we're exploring right now. So the first thing is getting activated and aligned on a cellular level. And when I say cellular level, what I'm referring to is this idea that we are a soul. You are a soul. Say, I am a soul. I am a soul. And I am aligned on a soul level. You can say that one too. So it's important to get aligned on a soul level because, like, we are source, or we are spirit, we are God experiencing life as you. Let me rephrase that because I know this can trigger a lot of people. I know it was yesterday. It was Easter, so it's a very soulful moment in time. We are resurrecting our spirits in this kind of like comparison. We're resurrecting our spirits from being taken over by the darkness of social media and being content consumers, and we are becoming the content creators, coming out of our cave of into creation, our creation cave. So a lot of times if we're taking too much information in and we're getting in the process of consuming content, that is getting our brain entrained to the idea that we don't have the capacity to create, we can only consume. But when we start creating, when we start stepping into our power as creators, we start to generate creativity. I am a generative source of creativity. You can speak that one too. That's a good affirmation. So essentially what we want to do is we want to move into this idea of being content creators, because when we start creating, we start tapping into our universal nature and our connection to source. We are source. We are God experiencing life as you. God is experiencing life as you right now in this moment, and it is experiencing all of the thoughts that you're experiencing and all of the emotions, all of the feelings. Like, it is literally experiencing life as you. Now, that doesn't mean that we need to get our ego in the way and saying, oh, I am the all-powerful, all-seeing, blah, 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 blah. It's not where I'm going with this. It's more like acknowledging that I am one with source. I am a soul. I am a one. I am a soul expression of the divine. And when we come into that realization, when we really feel that, I am a soul expression of the divine, I am one expression of the divine, then we start to realize that we are actually a window to the universe. We are a window to the infinite. And when we realize that, that through here, and I say here because this is our central chakra, this is our the heart chakra, which is the central chakra. It's the unity of polarities. It's where we go from being separate, like I am disconnected from you, I am not connected to you, I'm quarantined, I'm disconnected from source, I'm disconnected from nature, I'm depowered, right? I'm not empowered, I'm depowered. When we're in that consciousness, we are not in oneness. But when we move into our heart, we move into oneness. Our heart meaning the central chakra, the central access point into the field of the infinite source of creation. I am one with the infinite source of creation. That's a good affirmation to say. Now, when we speak that affirmation, I want to make sure that this is downloaded. When you speak that affirmation, you are collapsing the wave of the quantum field into three-dimensional reality. You are pulling the infinite things that you could be saying in the present moment, and you are collapsing it with the cast of your tongue, with the cast of your wand of your tongue. You are casting spells into three-dimensional reality. Now, I don't know why I'm doing this, but this looks like almost like a mudra. If anyone knows what mudras are, I would invent a mudra right now this is like casting a spell with your words. And maybe, if you know the power of mudras, they're actually really potent. So maybe you could try speaking your affirmation with this mudra. That's pretty cool. So we're speaking our reality into existence. Now, a lot of times I do this type of work with clients. Especially people who are feeling blocked really deeply. Like when people are feeling deeply out of alignment and they're just like, things aren't working, they're trying to manifest a reality and they just can't seem to get through these pain points. A lot of times we're working through with affirmations, and people sometimes have a hard time speaking them, because I know that for some people it's like Affirmations are bullshit. They don't work. You're just like faking it, and it's like, dude, fake it till you make it, and it only works if you work it. Like you can, if you want to be happy, you first have to be able to say, I am happy. If you can't say it, then you're waiting for some outside experience or your environment to make you happy, which is probably going to lead to something outside of yourself. But if you really want true happiness, you want to be a generative source of happiness. I am a generative source of happiness and joy. Joy is emerging through my soul right now. Just like speaking those things and affirming them. Remembering that the language of the mind is thought and the language of the body is feeling, so you have to feel it in order for it to work, right? You gotta feel it. You gotta communicate to the body through feeling in order to turn on that feeling. So now, let's say that you are now in the process, you're saying, okay, I get it. I'm no longer going to be a content consumer, or maybe I'm just going to mindfully consume content and I'm going to become a content creator. Now, I'm not just talking about freaking Facebook posts here. I'm not saying that you need to create content in order to increase engagement and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to sell you an online marketing course right now. But I am going to sell you on the idea of turning your quantum computer of your consciousness on and being an advocate for starting to actually create shit and like really turning your brain on and going into that uncomfortable space of not knowing, moving into the unknown, moving into that space where the infinite is born from. The silence. And what's beautiful about that is that when you really tune into the silence and realize that it is that field of energy, that silent energy. My computer's got the fan on right now. But when you tune into that silent field of energy, that is the field of energy through which every creation is born. All creation emerges from this field, the field of silence, the field of stillness, the field of infinite energy that is vibrating in every atom of existence. And we are the instrument. So if we are going to be the instrument, like Nikola Tesla talked about how there's infinite energy in space, but we just need an instrument in order to harness it. I am an instrument. I am an instrument for the infinite to be made manifest. That's a great affirmation. You write that down and say it every single day. You start collapsing waves into particle from the field into three-dimensional reality. You start to actually feel like an instrument for the infinite. I am an instrument for the infinite. Love that. So, becoming an instrument, we need to tune our instrument, right? You don't want to like play a song like, hey guys, let me play you a song about my dream life, and then all of a sudden it's like out of tune. You want to tune that thing up. So that's what this meditation is all about. I encourage you to download it, upload it, sideload it, put it into your subconscious. If you really want to get it into your body on a soul level, you got to feel it. You got to feel it. You got to turn on those emotions, and you got to become the generative source. I am a generative source of alignment in my life. I am a generative source of alignment in my body. I am generating alignment in my body. Because when we're consuming, if we are accustomed to, and if we're when we are entrained, when our consciousness is entrained to being a content consumer. When you wake up first thing in the morning, you start swiping, you like go and have breakfast, you're staring at your phone, you can't go take a shit without freaking carrying your phone and updating your status, like, oh my god, I'm so... Whatever, I'm just kidding. Bad toilet joke. Toilet humor, it just never, for some reason, it's just still funny. So, if we cannot separate ourselves from the technology, we're basically we are entrained. We're entraining our brain to being content consumers. So, when I made this video this morning, when I tuned into this video, I tuned into my spirit and I meditated this morning. And by the way, that's what our homework assignment is this week. And if you're part of the Quantum Creator group in Facebook, I've got some other meditations in there, so you can listen to those meditations throughout the week. Also encourage listening to Joe Dispenza. Also encourage, just like really exploring different types of meditation, silent meditation, whatever it is, whatever turns you on, whatever floats your boat. But I encourage you doing this activating higher alignment energy center meditation at least 2 to 3 times this week. And you want to do it first thing in the morning. You want to basically turn your body on a cellular level. First thing, get your body turned on. You get into full alignment and you're basically entering into a new day, turning a new page, creating your dream life. And I went this morning, I did my meditation, and then I put in my headphones and I went out into nature and I did my own ecstatic dance session for like 10, 15 minutes. Just dance, just moved in nature, and it felt so good. And there's actually a dancing meditation that I recently created as well that's super potent. So if anyone's interested in that, let me know. And so basically, let me make sure that I'm hitting all those good points here. So feeling stuck to being in the flow, becoming a generative source. Now, when you become a generative source, you are turning on your emotions. You're turning on new ideas. You're saying, I am a generative source of abundance. You're thinking that thought. You're turning on the emotions, and you're activating the latent neural pathways of feeling abundant. The latent neural pathways that are waiting to be activated, those neural pathways of ecstasy that you have experienced on the dance floor, or during lovemaking, or during dancing, or during a festival, or during a psychedelic experience. Those neural pathways are just waiting for you to turn them on. And if you've had that experience once, you can do it again because you know it exists. Monkey see, monkey do, right? The 100 monkey effect is that if you see someone do it, you suddenly realize that it's possible because someone else did it. Now, if you want to become that quarter-minute mile person, if you want to become that 100th monkey, if you want to be that first monkey, monkey business. If you want to be the person that breaks through and becomes that supernatural being and breaks through to become that next level, there's a way that you can do that. And it starts with deciding that you are going to transcend beyond the pain, beyond the suffering, beyond the story. If you're living in a house and you feel so uncomfortable and you are experiencing so much pain every day, you wake up and the first thing you think is like, oh fuck, do I have to do this again? If you've got more pain than you do pleasure inside of your body, then this is an invitation for you to step out of that story, to step out of that pain body, as Eckhart Tolle would say. The pain body is the physical, neurological identity of self that is based on the pain and suffering of your story, which is an illusion of your past, which is an illusion of the mind. You are consciousness. I am consciousness. I am the consciousness that chooses my embodied life experience. And in this moment right now, I choose that from this moment forward, this week, I'm going to meditate every single morning. I'm going to turn my body on and become a generative source of joy, abundance, prosperity, ecstasy, bliss, compassion. I am going to turn my body on. I'm going to tune my body so that I am in full alignment on a soul level. And I'm going to manifest my reality from the field of energy that holds all particles together. I'm going to manifest my highest and greatest life experience. I'm going to manifest that with so much joy and bliss inside of my body. I am going to create my reality from the field. That infinite source of energy that is the blueprint factory for all possibilities to exist, the field of energy that all ideas emerged from, the field of energy that every child being born right now in this moment is being born from, the field of energy where all aha moments emerge from. Boom, aha. Aha. Activate higher alignment and then you get the aha. That was the purpose of this video, that aha moment. We want to harness that aha. We want to generate more of those ahas, more of those epiphanies, more of those revelations, more of those mind-blowing and heart-blowing aha moments where you're like, fuck yeah, where you just feel the fuck yes in your body, where you feel it on a cellular level. And when you do this, when you get there, when you make the commitment to find the aha, when you make the commitment to find the epiphany, when you make the commitment that to let go of the old story, to let go of the pain, to let go of the suffering, to let go of that narrative, that affirmation. Because if you don't believe in affirmations, if you're like, oh, affirmations don't work, it's just blah, blah, blah. But, I also, feel a lot of pain. I basically tell myself none of my manifestations work. It's like we gotta really be conscious about what stories our subconscious mind and our AKA our ego is telling ourselves, and how much are you believing it? In a similar way that you're swiping through Instagram or Facebook and you're seeing headlines and posts of media and it says that, oh, it's okay, screen time is okay, don't worry about it. And who is that from? Oh, ABC News affiliate. Great, cool, thanks top 1% for letting me know that it's okay, right? But they're not saying that there's a difference between unconsciously consuming content and consciously generating content. It doesn't matter if you're looking at a screen. It matters what you're doing and how conscious are you while you're looking at the screen. Are you cultivating creativity, or are you slowly depleting your energy by paying attention to fucking whatever we watch on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the other, platforms that y'all get into, right? And, TikTok, it's funny because it's like you can only do 15 seconds, right? 15 seconds on TikTok. Well, guess what? That was like the old attention span of the average human. Now it's 8 seconds. So now people are probably on TikTok and making a decision whether or not they're going to watch it for the first 5 seconds. By the way, I appreciate everyone who's hanging out with me here, hanging out on this live stream. And if you have any questions for me or need any clarity, please do not hesitate. Ooh, yay, Jess says, this has been so energizing. Awesome to hear. Can't you write all these badass affirmations down for us? No, that's your job. I'm just saying them. See, that's the thing, is like when you get to the point of where you do the affirmations enough, you start speaking them and you don't need to write them down. You don't need to recite them because you literally are freestyling affirmations. Oh, Mom, Michelle Fritzler, my madre, says it's 3 seconds. The average human attention span is 3 seconds. Oh my God, did I lose you already? 5, 4, 3. Oh, never mind, lost them. Julie says, people are clueless. I've been saying this for years. We're shown that we are supposed to see to make us think. Not for, let's see here. Yes, okay, so this is a really long one and I'm losing it. It's hard to read on my small computer. But yes, I'm with you, Julie. And so basically what I'm getting to here, this is the big kind of aha moment for this, is that if you make the decision that from this moment forward, I'm going to commit to living a life in alignment with my soul. I'm going to realize that my soul is the access point to source. My soul is the access point through which source is expressing itself. And right now in this moment, everything is perfectly in alignment. Everything is harmoniously happening just the way it should. We come into a deep state of just acceptance, like really accepting everything that's happened up until this moment and deciding that from this moment forward, we are going to be living in a more aligned fashion by committing to doing these practices that are going to help us get into alignment. Doing your meditation, speaking affirmations into existence, which, by the way, if you join the Quantum Creator group on Facebook, it's called Quantum Creators, and we have a number of different meditations and affirmations that we do in that group, so you can get access to all that, and you got a community of people that are supporting each other in leveling up our consciousness so that we can become the quantum computers that we are. I am a quantum computer. Put that in your affirmation and light it up. Cool. So, the more that we do this, we're investing into our higher self. So we're basically investing time and energy into becoming our higher self. And why not? Why? What else would we do? Like, give our ego all the free reign to just wreak havoc on your subconscious mind and keep believing the old story that you've been reciting over and over and over again? Write a new story. Let's do it. Let's write a new story for our life and speak it into existence. At first, it's uncomfortable. In the beginning, it feels unnatural. It feels like you're faking it. It feels like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to blah, 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 blah. Don't even go there. Just speak it into existence. Write it down. Start creating. And as you do, it's going to lead you on an epic pathway to unveiling epiphany after epiphany, revelation after revelation, insight, aha moments, and boom, one after another, it's going to lead you on that path, and you are going to begin having more and more. They're going to become more consistent, and eventually it'll get to a point where you will finally find that one thing that you've been waiting for. The thing that affirms to you that it worked. That all of that time and energy that you've been cultivating, your inner realm has now become a reflection of the outer realm. And you begin to see your inner reality and your outer reality synchronize. And that is what we call a synchronicity. That is the mathematical quotient, the Fibonacci expression, the unfolding essence of your magnificence, of your creation, the full activation of your soul in the present moment, which is the only moment that you could actually do it. That's the thing. That's the funny thing, is that we're like, oh, maybe if only I could get fully aligned on a cellular level, like Jonathan was talking about. If only I could blah, blah, blah. No, don't blah, blah, blah your affirmation power. Don't blah, blah, blah your present moment. Affirm in this present moment that right now in this moment, I am fully aligned. From this moment forward, I am committed to staying aligned with my higher self. I'm committed to practicing and cultivating new skills and new practices that help me stay in alignment. And then you got to feel it. You got to feel it. You got to believe it. You got to put it in your subconscious mind. Now, I want to go so deep into this stuff with you guys. And if you're interested in going deeper into this stuff, I want you to check out the Quantum Meditation Mastery Program. That's what this whole thing is about. It's going to take you on such a deep shamanic self journey. People have compared it to doing ayahuasca without taking drugs. People have compared it to going to Burning Man without, getting dust in your pants. And hey, Burning Man's canceled this year, so we can create our own inside Burning Man. We can burn our inner man, the ego. Burn the ego. No, I'm just kidding. Love the ego. You gotta love your ego. But you gotta know when to put it into place. You gotta know when to have dominion over the unconscious beast. You gotta know when to lay your power down and say, from this moment forward, and claim it. So basically the idea is that you are going to be, from this moment forward, you're going to begin this path of higher alignment, starting with your inner reality. And as you start to cultivate that inner reality, your outer reality will begin to harmonically align with that inner reality. So it's all a reflection. And our planet has quarantined us because we are collectively sick. The system is sick, and we are here to purify the system. And the first step is that we got to do it in our own self. We are basically in timeout right now. We're in timeout. And Mother Earth is like, go to your room and figure your shit out. Mother Earth is like, go to your room and meditate. I want you to listen to one of Jonathan's meditations, Mother Earth said. through Jonathan, who is actually connected directly to Mother Earth. So don't forget that you are it. It is you. 70% water in our body, 70% water on the planet. It's all connected. So if this video has inspired you, please share it. I really appreciate the shares. If you're part of the Quantum Meditation, for the Quantum Creator Group, then please join me for this week's meditation challenge that we're going to be doing. I'll be sharing some meditations there, and then if anyone's interested in doing an intuitive life path design session with me, my company's called Sacred Strategy. I channel the future. I can basically help you unblock anything that's happening inside your life, whether it is a physical issue or a familial issue or something that has happened in the past, whether it's trauma or you just want to get more into alignment to manifest more abundance, more prosperity, more money. If you want to step into your power more, if you're trying to figure out if your project is in full alignment, or if you need help on a high level with your business, with your organization, with your company. I've worked with CEOs and I've worked with people who have suffered from childhood abuse. I work with people who are online marketing gurus, and I give them ideas that they've never even thought of before. I work with people who have successful business models, and I help them scale them. And I also help people clear energy and spirits and and things that are attached to them. So whatever you feel called to receive some energetic support or just some new ideas, reach out to me, because I'm here, I'm available, and I would love to support you in this journey of life and on the path to activating higher alignment in our body temple. So let's end it right now with a powerful affirmation. From this moment forward, I commit to embodying my higher self. I am in flow and everything is falling into place in perfect timing. All of the resources, tools, and support that I need is showing up in perfect timing. I am walking the path of my hero's journey. It is happening right now. Through me, for me, with me, as me. And you too. So much love to you guys. Thank you for joining me today, and really appreciate being on this journey of life. Really appreciate being able to communicate this way with you. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Join me in the Quantum Creators group, and download this meditation that I just posted today. It's free, it's online, and it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your subconscious mind right open so that you can put in new seeds to manifest your reality. Cool. Love you guys. I'll see you in the flow. Have a beautiful week manifesting your reality. And yeah, I'll see you on the other side. Much love.